This week we are going to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park in Tennessee. We got to Great Smoky Mountains at fall, and we got the opportunity to see wonderful colors. We are Kyle and Mary Kate, and this is our channel, Adventures and Activities.
It is. Hasn't changed since the last time.
So if you're new here, we'd like you to take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time we put a new video out.
Yep. Our family's adventures and activities, basically. We are parents of 7 kids and 1 grandchild and 1 daughter-in-law and 1 soon-to-be son-in-law. So we are kind of in a weird niche of a large family that still tries to get out and see the country and the world and do a lot of things.
Absolutely. And we want to bring you along, and hopefully you get some good ideas of things that you can do with your family to get out and see, and don't be afraid to try it. Hopefully, as we make mistakes, you'll see them here, and then you won't make the same mistakes we do. This week we are coming to you from Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yes, we are. Sorry. I'm watching him pull this branch down here, and I'm thinking,
yeah, he's gonna
Will,
crack
don't
the
do
tree.
that, honey.
Leave it alone, buddy. So the town of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are crazy, fun tourist traps with just so much going on. You can't.
There's a lot to do.
It's like an assault to the senses.
Yeah, it is.
But it's fun, and there's a lot to do. And then to balance that, get out into the national park. And this week the colors are
Gorgeous.
right.
Yeah, so it's the first weekend of November. So I'd say this is this year, it's perfect time. Entrance into this park, and the main one is not the one to use. It's so crowded. Hi, Eamon.
Oh, sorry. Should have warned me.
The main entrance is not the entrance you want to use if you can avoid it, because it's so crowded. Right. Go around, look for other entrances.
And exits even when you're leaving as well.
Even if they add 10 miles, they're going to save you an hour.
No, because you'll sit on the street. It's just one lane, and you'll just sit and wait. And we did that for about, 15 minutes, and then we...
That's enough.
Yeah, and look before you get in. There's spotty signal throughout the entire park, like most national parks.
Okay, folks. We'll see you.
We went there on an anniversary 28 years ago, and so it was neat to see how much it had changed. We haven't been back since, so it was neat to go there and take some of our kids and see what their reactions were to all of those. Plus, get another national park on our list.
Yeah, since we got the camper, this is the now 6th national park that we have visited in many states, and I don't think we've really been disappointed with any of them. No. But it's a great national park. It's located across Tennessee and North Carolina in the Great Smoky Mountains. And according to the National Park Service, it's the most visited national park. So it's, the ones out west, some of the other ones we visited are much larger. And then
not as accessible. This one is definitely accessible for nearly everyone, I would say.
Yeah, I think this park has great hiking opportunities, but also a lot of great driving opportunities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of the other parks out west had that as well. And then Hot Springs is actually a pretty small national park.
It's more like a city than a park.
Right, in a city and really small. But colors, right at the right time. They say October is peak. We were there just after that.
Right.
But it's still.
And I think I don't know if we lucked out, but it was gorgeous and the weather was perfect.
Yeah, we had really great days. No rain and plenty of sunshine. It was really wonderful.
Yeah, chilly nights. It was really good.
One thing I would mention, we did get our National Park Pass, which is like an annual membership for I think $80 or $85. And having gone to 6 parks, we definitely recouped that investment. And it's something that, depending on the year, we'll consider whether we'll get it again. But if you're planning to go to 1 or 2 national parks, I think it's a great investment.
Right. I would look first and see, because some don't actually have any entrance fees.
Yeah.
But so check and see which ones you're going to, and then do the math and see if it actually will benefit you and your family. It generally always benefits us because we generally have a lot of people. So one park will probably recoup our losses.
Peak attractions of Great Smoky Mountain National Park is Cades Cove, which is this big valley in the middle of the mountains, kind of surrounded on all sides by the mountains. Other parts of the park are all forested, which was great, and the trees were lovely, but this was pretty wide open, kind of a valley, meadows and prairie.
Yeah.
And it's famous for wildlife viewing.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly saw some, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can definitely, at certain parts, pull over, get out of your car, and get a little bit closer. Like if it's deer, that's fine. I wouldn't try to get closer to bears, but we saw people that had seen baby bears, but we didn't, just driving down the road. But baby bears always mean mama bears, so
for sure. Yeah.
Don't get really close, and that's the park ranger's advice as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, we saw lots of deer. That was really cool to see out there in the middle of the meadows. We were there, right kind of at the peak time, right before sunset. So that was a good time to catch deer. And there was opportunities to pull off, not only on the Cades Cove tour, but other just driving through the park on some of the roads. Lots of places where you can just pull off for a minute and, get your camera out or get your binoculars out and do some sightseeing right there at the side of the road. And, if people are trying to drive too fast and you want to go slower, we'll just pull over and let them go, and then you can go at your own pace.
Yeah, I wish more people would have done that.
Yeah. Hey folks, here we are at Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Loving it. Beautiful day, late fall.
Yep. Perfect colors.
Not our first time at Great Smoky Mountains National Park, is it?
Nope. We went here for our honeymoon.
Yes, 27 years ago.
Yeah, almost 28. Yeah.
We were here, just the 2 of us. This time we're here with more of us and a camper.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful park. One of the most visited national parks, and you can see why when you look at all the beauty around us.
Yeah.
We did say that this park had great driving tours. The roads, twisting and winding through the mountains are beautiful, but they can get really crowded.
Yeah, it was. I think there was a sign that was flashing 3 hours. It's I think a 25-minute drive, and they said it was going to take 3 hours, and we were wondering why. It seemed great, and then it was a full-on stop, and you're on one lane going in each direction, and no real ability for a while to get off of that road. And I think it's simply because people are stopped and looking at the colors and the animals and the mountains, and that was kind of a bummer. So reading up about what time of year and time of day and time of the week you go is probably going to help you a little bit more. It's
that was the Cades Cove driving tour, and Cades Cove was gorgeous. I think it's like an 11-mile loop, but I don't know for sure. But it was going to take you 3 hours to go 11 miles. So you have to be, just plan ahead for that. That was on a Sunday. We were there on a Sunday, so very peak time. Maybe if you went on a Tuesday morning, it would be clear.
Right.
And I think they say like on Wednesdays, they actually close that to traffic, and you could take your bikes and do it. And it's pretty flat. So it would be a nice bike ride.
Yeah, shady and flat.
Yeah. Really. So I think that would be neat to check out if we go back out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So another spot that we got to stop at was called the Sinks, and it's it follows the river as the river goes through the park. And I guess the history is that the lumber companies used to float the trees. After they felled the trees, they would float them downriver, and a big jam happened there, and a lumber company just blew it all out with dynamite. And actually kind of changed the course of the river. And it drops now, and it kind of made a little waterfall, a big waterfall.
Right.
There's lots of signs. There's a lot of water moving through there, very fast moving, very dangerous. Don't go out on the rocks. Lots of signs that tell you that. But it was really pretty. The rocks are beautiful. The water is really nice, and you're surrounded on all sides by the mountains.
Yeah.
They mentioned is like all the roads that you're driving on were originally train tracks, and like in the 1800s the logging companies were built trains, ran railroads through there to haul the lumber out. And then as it changed to a national park, like in the early 1900s, maybe 1920s, tourists would come up on on those trains. So they'd bring them in from Gatlinburg and the local towns on the train to have a picnic in the woods or whatever you could do. Yeah, really neat. So that's neat history.
Yeah.
One trail that we took was the trail from the visitor center to Cataract Falls. On the plus side, it was really easy.
Very easy.
I mean, I
almost
think
even disappointingly easy, even for me.
It was. Anybody could do that trail except maybe a wheelchair. It was dirt, but it was very level. Nothing difficult about it at all. Maybe a mile in and a mile back.
I'd say it's a great, if you have little kids, it's a great way to introduce them to hiking in a forest, because you get to basically see all the elements: waterfall, river, rocks, trails, all of those things without it being anywhere near taxing.
The waterfall itself, Cataract Falls, not too impressive. I know Mary Kate said, we came here 28 years ago, just the two of us, and I think we went out to Rainbow Falls, which I remember being a little more impressive. Cataract Falls is just kind of a trickle, or at least this time of year when we went. There wasn't anything too impressive, and I think the kids were a little disappointed. We've done better hikes at other parks than this one.
But those hikes were also harder, so it was a little give and take.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't really hear very much whining on this hike.
That's good. That's right. That's right. And we brought our snacks and our water, and we enjoyed snacks out by the falls, and then we worked our way back. I think that might be one of the few trails that allows pets, dogs. are stopping for lunch. Like we like to stop at a nice city park. Big open field here for the kids and the dogs to run around, and we can make ourselves some sandwiches. And we did get some drinks while we gassed up, so we're good to go, and it gives us a little bit of time out of the van. Hi folks, welcome to Adventures and Activities. We are Kyle and William, and we're going to give you our review of Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Will, what are some of the things that we did that you think other people might like to do if they went to Great Smoky Mountains National Park?
I don't know, I guess we went on the Cataract Falls hike, which turned out to be just some water dripping, not really a waterfall.
It was not a very big waterfall. Now, where did that leave from?
It was like Sugarlands or something.
Right, the visitor center. Right, Sugarlands Visitor Center. It goes right along the bottoms of a creek. It's very flat. It's not a lot of obstacles or anything. We did try to cross a fallen tree bridge, which was okay. And then, but at least when we went, I don't know if there hadn't been a lot of rain or something, but the falls themselves were not terribly impressive.
There's also a scenic drive and it's called Cades Cove, and you see a whole bunch of beautiful stuff. We saw a whole field full of deer. Also, after that, when we were leaving it, we also went to the sinks, which is a pool of water that got blocked off. So how it happened was that they were delivering logs down the water, and it got jammed up, so they had to explode it with TNT, and that created a bigger explosion, which made the sinks, which are just like a detour on the river. It's a really fast-running thing. It's a really fast-running turn or part on the river and stuff, and made sinks, and people drowned there.
Right. What did they say? It's a very very fast current.
Also, you can get trapped under these hidden pockets.
I could see that. I think in our video you'll see it's very fast moving current, and it looks pretty deep, and the rocks are super slippery, so if you were going out there to take your picture and slipped, you'd be in very bad shape and you might drown like those people. That's it for our review of Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's a great park. We went in the fall and the weather was beautiful for hiking and driving, and we recommend it. We would recommend this park for families. Yeah. Okay, thanks everybody for watching this week's video from the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Again, if you're new to this channel, welcome. We're glad you came with us on this adventure, and we want you to come back for more, so please take a minute to hit the subscribe button.
Right. Drop a comment and let us know what you like and what you'd like to see more of, and what you don't like. We're fine. Our feelings don't get hurt that much. We have 7 kids.
We have some great videos coming up next that we know you're going to want to see. We got another one about some of our costs that can really help you in your trip planning. And we're working on one on our favorite campfire cocktails, which we know based on some of our audience members that one's going to get a lot of watching. So we'll be glad to share that with you when those come out. So do stay tuned for more videos coming out.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
My own web show. My own web show. Everybody wanna know. My own web show. My own web show. My own web show. How will it go? My own web show. My own web show. My own web show. Everybody wanna know. My own web show. My own web show. My own